Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Thursday, June 29th, 2023. I'm Jimmy Church. This is all of the news that you need. And don't forget to help support the news and our show. Get your Fade to Black T-shirts. The links are below. And the new Game Changer membership, you get a T-shirt there too as well. Everything is autographed. The links are below. Let's get straight to it. On this day in history, French mariner Jacques Cartier discovered Prince Edward Island off the coast of what is now Canada. What he didn't know at the time was that the Knights Templar hung out there 500 years before. That was on this day in 1534. Here's your fader fact. Koreans don't use deodorant. They do not. That's because they don't have the ABCC11 gene that causes armpit odor. And that is your fader fact. Let's get to the breaking news. It finally happened today. Virgin Galactic successfully launched its first paying customers to the edge of space, a milestone 2 decades in the making. The company's inaugural commercial flight today was a research-focused mission with the Italian Air Force, funded passengers rather than a group of celebrities and wealthy thrill seekers. The space plane reached supersonic speeds, and at the peak of its flight, the vehicle spent a few minutes in weightlessness as it entered free fall and glided back to the spaceport for a runway landing. The entire journey lasted for about an hour and a half. Wow. And that's it. From here on out, it's every single month with Virgin Galactic. Sad news, the remains of actor Julian Sands have been found after the British actor was reported missing in the mountains of Southern California earlier this year. The 65-year-old Los Angeles resident disappeared while hiking Mount Baldy, the highest peak among the San Gabriel Mountains, located outside of Los Angeles. He was reported missing in the Baldy Bowl area on the evening of January 13th. Human remains discovered by hikers over the weekend on Saturday near where Sands went missing were positively identified as his, the San Bernardino's County Sheriff's Office announced yesterday. Another death by a Russian official. Check this out. The glamorous, she's beautiful. The glamorous vice president of a Russian bank has reportedly plunged to her death after falling from the window of her Moscow apartment. Kristina Bykova, 28 years old, an executive at Loco Bank, is just the latest mysterious casualty involving Russia's top business people. Miss Bykova allegedly fell from her 11th floor apartment on Kazhnatsky Boulevard in the early hours last Friday. She died instantly at the scene. In May of this year, Russia's deputy science minister, a critic of the invasion of Ukraine, died suddenly after falling seriously ill on a flight from Cuba to Moscow. In April, energy boss Igor Shurko was found dead in his prison cell after he was accused of taking a bribe. In January, Russian oil magnate Rovnenko, he was 59 years old, was dead, found dead in his home in the middle of the night. In February, Marina Yakina, 58 years old, a top Russian defense official, was found dead after plunging 160 feet from a tower block window. A week earlier than that, Major General Vladimir Makarov, a Russian general recently fired by Putin, was found dead in a possible suicide. In December of 2022, Pavel Antonov, the richest deputy of Russia's parliament, right, and also a Putin critic, died in India after falling out of a hotel window. You have Alexei Maslov, 69 years old, a former chief of Russian ground forces, died in a hospital on December 25th, while Alexander Buskov, who was the head of Russia's Admiralty shipyards for a decade, he died the day before on December 24th. In July, 76-year-old Yevgeny Lobachev, a retired major general of the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation, was found dead in Moscow with a pistol next to him. Other recent deaths have included the editor of a popular Russian propaganda magazine. You have the vice president of a Gazprom bank and the senior Gazprom official. It's just not good to criticize Vladimir Putin. Hundreds of elite Anglo-Saxon women who were buried with mysterious ivory rings. Now researchers say that the ivory came from elephants living about 4,000 miles away from England. The researchers analyzed one of 7 so-called bag rings found in graves dated to between the late 5th and 6th centuries AD near the village of Scremby, 65 miles east of Sheffield. A team found that the ring was made from the tusk of an African elephant that also lived around the 5th century AD. Figure that mystery out. Italian police say the tourist filmed carving Ivan plus Haley 23 on Rome's Colosseum has been identified. Culture Minister Gennaro tweeted Thursday that the military police force had identified the person presumed to be responsible for the uncivilized and absurd act committed at the Colosseum. The suspect isn't from the U.S., though. Everybody thought he was American, and he looked kind of Americanish in the video. But he's actually from the United Kingdom. If convicted of a crime, he could face a fine of at least 15,000 euros. That's about 16 grand in American dollars, or up to 5 years in prison. Tourists vandalizing the Colosseum isn't anything new. We know that. In 2020, an Irish tourist was reported to the police for carving his initials into the wall. And finally, I'll leave you with this. A 61-year-old man was stabbed with a samurai sword when, according to Seattle police, when he was trying to steal from a residence in North Beacon Hill. All of this was released yesterday. Now listen to this. Police responded to a call about a burglary in the 2100 block of Beacon Avenue around 1:30 p.m. At the scene, they found a man had broken into the victim's home. The men fought. And at one point, police said that the suspect held the victim to the floor as he attempted to stab him with a pitchfork. The victim was able to escape and get away from the pitchfork and get a gun from his bedroom, but the gun jammed when he tried to use it. After the gun malfunctioned, the victim picked up his samurai sword and stabbed the suspect. The sword-wielding homeowner is 71 years old. Just put all of that in your head. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Thursday, June 29, 2023. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Newman. Do not forget, get your T-shirts, get your Game Changer memberships at the links below. Help support the news and Fade to Black. I'm Jimmy Church. Go Beckley Tappy.